So I just got done watching episode 3 of the Coach Prime doc that's featured on Amazon Prime. And of course, they briefly touched on the who ain't swac situation. You know what I'm talking about? They touched on that briefly. But really, the whole episode was focused on homecoming and what homecoming means to HBCUs and how beautiful homecoming was and always is at Jack State University. Okay? I saw players walking on campus. Saw Q dogs strolling. Saw the boom practicing. Love the boom. I saw Good Morning America with Michael Strahan. I saw a step show. I saw Nugget and Mr. Bolden enjoying themselves on the yard, having a good time. I saw Shador make a stop through and take a few pictures. Prime even came on out there and told him, man, you got a game tomorrow. Okay. You know what I didn't see, though? I didn't see anybody get shot. What the? America, by now you know that Deion Sanders' daughter then sat up here and said that every 2 months at Jack State University, it's bodies. Somebody getting shot on campus every other month. And now she's come out and apologized since and everything like that. She did talk, you know, the crime that goes on in the city and all that kind of shit. But the damage is done now. The damage is done. The narrative keeps rolling on that the HBCUs are places that you don't want to be. So we need to talk about it. But before we do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to hit that button. You understand that? Make sure y'all put your people on it. Put me in them group texts. Put me in them Facebook groups. Wherever you are talking to your people, tell them about your homeboy first. Because this is the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Let's put it on something. You feel me? Join the channel and become an official member. Become one of the realest ones. And feel free to hit that Cashapp. You understand? Episode 3 of Coach Prime was dope. Other than some little stuff, I didn't like the little, the stuff about Eddie Robinson Jr. I ain't like that. Don't besmirch that man like that. Don't do that. Don't, But even that I get. Prime is a jock. Eddie Robinson Jr. a jock. You had that kind of moment right there, some animosity. I get that. Okay, so fuck that. Let's do it over there. I loved to see homecoming. I actually watched that episode with my sister, who's a professor at Jack State University, and she was just so excited. She pointed at her baby, she called them. She could see some of her students on there. You feel me? Just happy. The place where you saw one of the players getting tutored up in there. She's tutored players there. So it was good. But here's the problem. It's like all the good things that Sanders and his clan are saying about us and the good publicity that have given us, shit, they reckon all that. They reckon all that. It's like you were in a relationship, and while you were in a relationship, you made your partner feel like, it seemed like they were the best thing in the world. You made them seem like they were somebody that anybody should want to be with. But then when you break up, they ain't shit. Hold on, cuz, and that's what's going on. That's what's going on. How in the hell we sitting up there showing the campus that's being spoken about, and you see Nugget talk about how much he loves Jackson. Mr. Bolden talking about how much he loves Jackson. Sometimes I don't even have class. I just want to go on campus. I would imagine if somebody getting murked up there all the time, he don't want to do that. Did a murder happen on campus last semester? Yes. And that's a fucking tragedy. That's a tragedy. But somebody put out there and said that's the first murder that didn't happen on campus since the 70s. And that one was at the hands of the authorities. See, people like to talk about what happened at Kent State, but very few mention what happened at Jackson State. You understand? Now, y'all would have to double check. Some of y'all OGs and triple OG, y'all know better than that when it come to that. But I know, like I said, I have a sister who's a professor there. I texted her. I said, somebody getting killed up there every 2 months. She's like, what? I called my young boy, Shelby Brooks. He's a student there. I said, somebody get murked up there every 2 months, man. He said, what? What you talking about, coach? I keep telling y'all, we got enough real shit to deal with. We have enough real shit that's wrong with us. And we don't have to make up shit, y'all. Whether it be Jackson State, whether it be Jackson, Mississippi, hell, whether it's Mississippi or whether it's black people, period. We got enough real shit going on that people do not have to make up shit to justify stuff that's common sense. Deion Sanders wanted to coach at a Power 5 PWI. They would not hire him off the rip. They made him prove it. He came to Jackson State University to prove it. The agreement was mutually beneficial for both parties. Jackson State University's football program had been down for a while, okay? They needed a shot in the arm, and Deion Sanders needed somewhere that was a good place to plant his flag, okay? A place that already had a fan base that is very, very supportive, the most supportive fan base in all of FCS football, that has a tradition of winning SWAC championships. He needed that. Jackson State needed somebody that can get them back to the winning ways. It was mutually beneficial. He stayed, proved he can recruit, proved he can win. The PWI said, now we'll have you. He left. Jackson State is still rolling on the end. That's the way it should have been. But since he was down here acting like it was bigger than just what I just said, and then still left, people were hurt. People who had hope in him and belief in him simply were hurt. And instead of just saying, look, yeah, I'm sorry if there was any kind of misunderstanding about my intentions, I understand y'all hurt. I understand that y'all fell in love with me and what I was doing and fell in love with my boys and my little girl came down and everything. But we greatly appreciate y'all embracing me. And, you know, even though I'm out here, I'm still going to do my best to help y'all in any way possible. And instead of just that and being empathetic and saying, I see why y'all kind of mad with me, but please don't call me no sellout. I'm not that at all. I am not that. It's just there was a misunderstanding, misinterpretation of what my goals were, and maybe I overstated my goals. Maybe I overspoken about my intentions. Instead of any of that, it got to be that Jackson State University is the murder capital of the United States of America. It got to be that you getting robbed up on that motherfucker all the time. The jack boys lurking while you trying to go to goddamn your science class. While you trying to go to English 101, goddamn it. Come on, man. We got enough real shit going on. You don't have to make up shit. Now, in the sister's apology, I know she talking about, she kind of mistook what goes on in the city, in the surrounding areas of the school for being on campus. Jackson is a dangerous city. It is. Everybody knows that. Brian knew that before he came down here. I hope he did. Before you move somewhere, you're supposed to look up a place. It's not the only dangerous city in America. It's not. Plus, as I keep saying, we got to look at why is it dangerous. Why are places like Jackson and Detroit and New Orleans, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland, why are these places like they are? Are we going to look up systemic racism or what, dog? Damn, how is this getting lost? And all these motherfuckers out here in podcast world and shit like that. See, that's why some of these journalists don't like podcasts. Because some of these motherfuckers don't got a clue about what their interviewee is talking about. And they just roll with it. And now you just got bullshit that's out here spread. But I would have left too. Fuck you talking about, dog. Now, what if that was Baton Rouge? See, Southern ain't the only school in Baton Rouge. What about LSU? Oh, Boost and Webb and Young Boy. All... Sound like some shit be going on over there, though, don't it? I guess we gonna blame LSU for all that? Huh? And let's go out there to USC and UCLA. All the shit that go down in South Central LA, we're gonna tie that to USC and UCLA too, right? That we're gonna do. Come the fuck on, man. What about Colorado itself? You can't make this up. Somebody in the midst of this shit then found an article from 2022, from October 3rd, 2022. So this before he took the job. Headline, it's terrifying. CU students warn of escalating violence on University Hill. Boulder police said preliminary data suggests there has been an increasing number of weapons, shootings, and menacing calls in the University Hill area. Now, so this was out there before Prime did his press conference and talked about how crime-free the place is. You got folks up here describing this. It's terrifying, really, Olsen said. I shouldn't have to call my mom at 3:30 in the morning on the verge of tears because these people keep coming up to Boulder every weekend trying to cause harm. The Boulder Police Department spokesperson said, data suggests that there's been an increase in the number of calls for weapons, shootings, and menacing in the Hill area. This is a complicated issue that is being analyzed through the Boulder Police Department's use of stratified policing, and that work remains ongoing. Since the school year started, I've seen guys with knives. I've seen guys with guns. I've seen guys threatening with guns. It's scary. It's gotten to the point, being in Boulder used to be fun. And right now, it's not fun. This is America, Jack. It's crime everywhere. But here's the thing. Jackson, Mississippi is a city where you would expect crime because of the poverty there. People who don't have tend to take from people who have. Like when folks broke into the cars while the folks were at the game. Okay? People who don't have and don't have opportunity can't find jobs to get money. They tend to sell dope. And when you got the dope game, violence follows that. So you expect that kind of shit in a city with high poverty. What's Boulder's excuse? Why they talking about the library got meth coming out of it and shit? Meth fumes. Why is it going on? Why? Come on, man. Come on, man. See, motherfuckers want to come at me and say, well, quit talking about Prime. He left Jackson State better off than when he found it or some kind of shit. All the good shit he did, he tearing it down. Cause he making it seem like nobody should want to go there. You hear Ed Reed? Deion was right. Right about what? Because obviously he was wrong about Boulder being crime-free, and his daughter is wrong about a murder happening on campus every couple of months. Miss me with this shit. Y'all motherfucker wouldn't say that about Miami. All the cocaine that's being sold down there. Think about where Rick Ross from, where them boys from. All the shit that go on down there. I guess we gonna blame Miami for that. Maybe that's why, that documentary, Catholics and Convicts, remember that? Very demeaning. They looked at them University of Miami players as thugs. Why? Because of the hood they were coming from were fucked up. That's crazy how these folks be from the trap. Not Deion kid, but he from the trap, and these folks forget that. I got a degree in psychology. We used to learn about how when you're growing up and your mind is forming, like those memories really don't leave you. How have these men somehow blocked themselves from those memories? They really try to push that shit way back down deep or something. Because they come from these hoods. But then they go to Miami or Florida State or to NFL. And then I guess when they go back to places that reminds them of where they grew up, they're like, oh, this exists? What you talking about, dog? Yeah, it exists. Because it's America, Jack. So just stop. Just stop. If somebody want to do an interview and talk to you about Jackson State University, decline the interview. If this is what's going to be going on. Decline the question. If they're in the midst of it, they try to blindside you with the question, just decline the question. Because it is too much. The shit really making me wish that Prime never came down here. It's getting to that point. This shit is crazy. Y'all can say, well, Jackson State been winning SWAC championships before the man came down here. That happened before. It would happen again. But all this shit, it's too much. Too fucking much. So just stop. Please. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, and anybody connected to you, please stop damaging the reputation of Jackson State and HBCUs as a whole. Because when you do that, you are continuing the narrative that something that is black run is inferior. Put it on something.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?